Chapter 14, Meeting. The next day, we worshipped the Lord before Hannah came over, and then my mom had to run a few errands, and then she began to cook dinner before Hannah came over. I left to go to Red Jackson Station at 4:50, and it was 2 southbound Red Line trains before Hannah got off. "Hi, Hannah," I said when she got off the train. "Hi, Dr. M," said Hannah. "Now, when you are in Robbinsog, you must only address my parents as either my king or queen or your highness." "Okay. And whatever you do, do not tell my parents this is not real, because that will rub off on me and my parents will be done with me." "Okay." We then left Red Jackson Station and went into the Robbinsog building. "Wow, your building looks really tall. What floor do you live on?" asked Hannah as we were entering. "The 7th. It is 20 stories tall with no 13th floor and direct center, and the pool are on the top floor," I said to Hannah when we entered. We then took the elevator to the 7th floor and made a left turn when we exited, and we were at our door. "Mom, we're here," I said as we were entering. My mom was done cooking, so she went to the door to check Hannah's passport. "You're clean! Welcome to the Country of Robbinsog. I am Queen Valerie, the monarch," said my mom. "Are you Dr. M's mother?" Hannah asked. "Yes, but in here you must always call him Marcus," said my mom to Hannah, looking at me. I shrugged. "And I am her husband, King Morgan of Robbinsog," said my dad to Hannah. Hannah then both shook the hands of my parents. Then my brothers popped out of our room. "Hi, I am Sam, Marcus's younger brother," said Sam. I am Hannah, Marcus's girlfriend," said Hannah, shaking my brothers Sam and George's hand. "And I am George, his baby brother," said George. "I got mixed up a lot. Is there a strategy to remember you two?" Hannah asked. "I, Sam, always dress in an orange cloak and tie," said Sam. "And I, George, always dress in a green cloak or tie," said George. "I think you know who is who between us," said my dad. My mom laughed a bit. This was where Hannah's social anxiety was beginning to kick in. "It is nice to meet all of you," said Hannah. Thankfully, this was also where my parents put a stop to it. "So, I hear you're in your final year of law school. How's it going?" My mom asked. "Fine. I am studying to be a public defender," said Hannah. Where at?" my dad asked. Loyola," Hannah said. "That is where Marcus wants to go too," said my dad. I know. He said that he wants to be a doctor of psychology to help find a cure for autism." The doctor part he gets straight from us. We're both doctors. I'm a physician," said my mom. And I have a PhD in art. I'm a comic book artist for the Chicago division of Marvel Comics. Without going into details, I make a great deal of money doing that, along with the fact I get to teach a comic book art class at the University of Chicago. "That's nice," said Hannah with a smile. There was a pause, and then George began to steal the show. "Hannah, can I ask you a question?" George asked. "Of course," said Hannah. "How much older are you than Marcus?" George asked. We then all cracked up like nuts. "I am exactly 8 years older than him. He said to me that his birthday is January 1st, 2000. Mine is January 1st, 1992. I am 25 and he is 17, said Hannah. "Age difference doesn't bother us," said my dad. Yeah, I am 7 years and 4 months older than my husband. And we have the healthiest marriage on the planet," said my dad. My parents then kissed each other. "Remind us, how did you two meet again?" Sam asked. "She made me a new cane and cloak at the costume shop in Chinatown she works at, by the Chinatown Cermak Red Line station," I said. I then ran into him at the Chinese restaurant next door, said Hannah. What? Was that when you were hiding from us after the hospital incident? Hannah, please don't ask what I mean by the hospital incident, Sam asked. Yes, I spent those days walking down Cermak Road from the 54th Cermak Pink Line terminus to the Chinatown Cermak Road Red Line station. Don't do that again! Cermak Road is a pretty bad street, said my mom. I won't. I found somewhere better, I said. I then zipped my lips so that my mom wouldn't know to the question she thought I was looking at. She thought I took my brothers to Cermak Road when I was gone for the past 2 weeks, and I winked at my brothers. My mom nodded. So, why do you work at that store, Sam asked? Tell me your money just while I'm in law school, said Hannah. You made his new cloak and cane? Asked George. Yes, said Hannah. How did you get to be so good at making costumes? Asked George. Shop and family consumer science classes in my high school, Hannah answered. I was good at those classes, said my dad. Just then the timer went off. I think dinner may be ready, said my mom. What are you cooking, my queen? Hannah asked. Scarborough Fair brisket. It is seasoned in parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, and is named after that Simon and Garfunkel song, said my mom. Oh, okay, said Hannah. Yep. Everyone in our house is a bit of a rock and roll freak. So am I. I love Led Zeppelin. What are your favorite artists? Asked Hannah. The Beatles, I answered. I didn't know that, said Hannah. Elton John, said Sam. Queen, said George. My wife and I are both die-hard fans of the singer Meatloaf, said my dad. I also personally love Adele, said Hannah. Yep, dinner is ready, said my mom. We then all sat at the table. Do we say grace here? Because I know you're a religious family, Hannah asked. Nope, all religion is two rules. Dressing the way we do in public and worshipping the Lord on Sundays for 1 hour, my dad said. We're very orthodox about it. We don't celebrate Christmas because, to us, Jesus Christ means nothing to us. So, who else practices your religion other than you? No one. I founded it, said my mother. It's the official religion here in Robbinsog, said Sam. Oh, said Hannah, who I could tell at this point was beginning to feel this isn't real and would know how much it would offend my family if she said it wasn't real. We then began eating. So, are you the official cook of your family, my queen? Hannah asked. No, we don't eat fried foods for health reasons. We either roast or grill things. I am the griller and she is the roaster, my dad explained. Where's the grill? Asked Hannah. It's an electric and portable. We have it in one of those cabinets somewhere, said my dad. I see, said Hannah. We then finished eating and then we chatted with Hannah for another hour, and then she said she needed to go back to her place, and by then there was nothing she didn't know about our family. Thanks for the night, said Hannah, to my family as I was walking her out to leave. The door then shut. Would you like to see the pool and rec center on the top floor? I offered. Not tonight, said Hannah. We then began walking to Red Jackson Station. So, overall, what do you think of my parents? I asked Hannah. Do you really want to hear my honest opinion? Hannah asked. Sure. They're very nice, but kind of weird. That's pretty much how I think of them too. I'm not offended by that at all. Good. I'm glad I didn't hurt your feelings. What did you think of my brothers? They're so sweet and nice. I like them more than your parents. So do I. We then both laughed. When do you want me to meet your parents? I asked Hannah. I'll talk it over with them. They probably want to meet you on a day when their boy is less busy, Hannah asked. When do you think that will be? I don't know. Why don't you know? Just because some days we expect to be busier than others. Before we knew it, we were inside the Red Jackson station.